Hey everybody, this is Lynna and you're watching Lynna's Life. I wanted to address a specific person in this video. I received a comment recently in my latest video that I did, just driving around Spokane, starting off my week here. I received a video comment that said, and this is kind of a loose paraphrase, but I think it's pretty accurate. Where was your crippling gender dysphoria when you had 5 children? You know, it's perfectly legit. Honestly, I don't feel offended or anything that someone would say that. I can understand the sarcasm in the comment of saying crippling. But again, you don't know me and I don't know you. And the circumstances with regards to me having, well, to be crude, sex 5 times in order to have children. It's not a loss, right, of understanding that, you would think that I was like some really active person and stuff. And honestly, if you ask my ex about that, she would probably tell you some very disappointing news with regards to expectations that she had of me and what I was able to give her. So in addressing the 5 children thing, the degree of intimacy that I had with my ex was very limited. Let me just say, 17 years, 5 children, you would think, yeah, wow, you guys must have been like rabbits and stuff. And actually, no. Actually, I did whatever in order to fulfill the role that I was given and the expectations that I was expected to fulfill. And that was to provide children to my ex, and that was a goal and a dream of hers. Wanted to be a mommy, and she came from a farm family, and they have larger families. They had larger families, and larger families, well, they basically, a farm family is different than a city family. And I came from a family too, like me, my sister. My sister was 8 years older than me. We were basically, kind of like, what was it? Only child, right, thing going on with us both, because we both kind of had this, mom and dad to ourselves for like, during time. But I wanted to address the fact that my gender dysphoria has never let up. As far as, having children and having crippling gender dysphoria, and basically saying that, since I was so sexually active that, that I couldn't possibly be trans, basically. It's really not, it's not you to judge me, because I was doing what I thought I needed to do. And I was asked to bring to this world more than one child. And, for whatever reason, my body was able to produce it, to do that. And, yeah, so it was done. But it doesn't mean that my dysphoria was any less during that time, or leading up to it, or after it. I truly thought that having children was going to be, you know, the way that God was going to heal me of whatever it was that I was dealing with regards to my gender. And I thought that I literally could escape it or just erase it, right? Because who wants to live like this, honestly, if you can avoid it? There's really not that many people who are really trans anyway. I mean, there's a population of 1.4 million people, and, you know, that are trans, and we have like 330 million people who live here in the United States. And out of those 1.4 million, there's probably tens of thousands that are actually trans. So a lot of people are confused and stuff. And I honestly, you know, I hear these statements and stuff, and, you know, I haven't really been a sexual person, so I was pretty disappointing as a spouse, because it just didn't do it for me. I wasn't really interested. Sex was always kind of like, oh my God, I have to do this, you know. And so, you know, I mean, just because I end up, you know, having sired 5 children doesn't mean that I was like some sex fiend that was looking to get, to be this predator type person that wanted like to sleep around and stuff. I only had, I've pretty much been a goody two shoes my whole life. So with regards to, my college sweetheart and my best friend, I thought that my life could be normal with her, and I regret having drawn her into this, because it was known early on that I was dealing with something, and even the parents knew, and they had a check in their spirit about me and what I was gonna potentially do, psychological damage to their daughter. And that's what happened. And it's not because of any other reason, not because I didn't love her, not because I didn't like her, not because I didn't want to be around her, but simply because I had gender dysphoria. And it is something that I deal with on a regular basis. I still deal with it to a certain degree, not as much as I used to, because I've done things to curtail it. And but the crippling gender dysphoria has always been there. And it was something that, not even having children got rid of my gender dysphoria. And I don't want to say that I had children in order to do that, but I thought that by having them, that would happen. I thought, well, God's going to honor that and just going to see my heart and know that I want to do the right thing, and I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to, I don't want anybody to know about this. I want to die with this reality and just be like God and I, and that's it, right? And it just got so overwhelming, you guys. It just got so unbelievably overwhelming that it consumed me, and it consumed everything around me. And I just had to do something. And I don't know what to say to other people who don't want to understand it, but all I know is that I'm a good person, and that all I know is that I've tried to do the right thing my whole life, and I was a responsible citizen. I did I did the family thing, and I tried to be the best DAD that I could be, but I never felt like I was a real DAD. And it's just, it's so confusing, you guys. I really don't know how to explain it to anybody who wouldn't just be willing to understand it. But, you can think what you want, you can believe what you want, and you're entitled to your own opinions. And I know that, if you don't agree with trans lives existing, and you think that we're just a bunch of fetishers and stuff like that, and that by me having 5 children that it just proves that I didn't have gender dysphoria because I was so sexually active, you're missing the point. Because you know, 5 children in 17 years. I mean, it doesn't really amount to much with regards to actual gender dysphoria, whether you have it or not, whether you have sex or not. It doesn't, you know, it's not the case. I mean, I didn't like intimacy, just didn't. My ex would tell you that she knows that I didn't like intimacy. She knows that she waited for me, you know, several times throughout our marriage, and she was wondering if it was her, but I just wasn't into it. But yeah, had 5 kids, and they're wonderful children as well. They're all very well, at this point. They're all living wonderful lives, and the last thing I wanted to do was to shame them and to embarrass them by me being, you know, so like at the focal front of their lives and everything. I would never want that for any of my children. You know, I have 4 boys and 1 girl, so you know, I'm a huge disappointment. I'm a huge, like, just mess to them, and even the thought of being a dad and stuff to me is dysphoric, because I just don't feel like I am. I had this conversation with my friend across the lake, and I don't know, I just don't feel like that, and it's confusing, it's hard, it's difficult to understand, but it's my road to hoe, and it's not anyone else's, and